whatever it is, there has to be a belief system which has driven you to making that decision. And, you know, sometimes things are going to go up aggressively and people are going to cash out. And unfortunately, these aren't the sort of people that we want in this project. They're people who have committed to investing in a project, and whether their beliefs are aligned long-term or short-term. And this is the beauty of investing. You know, who are we to say when someone should buy and sell? You know, that's not our place to do so. However, you know, it's important to have a strong foundation. And essentially, I believe that we've got that. We've got a very strong amount of holders. And a lot of people who are new and nervous to investing are going to look at a chart every single day, in some cases every single minute. And it's not about that. You know, if you look at the biggest projects, if you look at where Bitcoin was, you know, almost 10 years ago now, you know, a lot of people would have said you were crazy to invest in it. And you would have seen some extortionate highs, and you would have seen some enormous lows as well. Now, the people who've held on to that, they're the people who are making money. They're the people who believed in the project the first time round and see the potential moving forwards. And as an investor, you have to kind of make your mind up as to why you invested, because no one can take that decision away from you. And I think there are going to be people who invested in a project short term to make short term gains, and they're out. And that's fine. You know, we're not here to dictate what people do. But then the other side of it are going to be the people who invest in the project long term, who see value based around the community, who see value based around the team, who see where we can kind of take this moving forwards. And the problem is, when we see these kind of big uprises and we see these short-term losses, it kind of, you know, it kind of creates a divide at times. And I think it's important to understand that every kind of new startup, you know, you've got to look at what you're investing in AfroStart is a startup. And startups can explode, they can move around, they can be more volatile, and it takes time to get them to the stage where they're going to be sustainable. Now, whether or not we feel that that was going to happen sooner or later, what everyone needs to understand is that, you know, this is a process. And the process is very visible compared to a lot of tokens, a lot of companies. You know, you look at what we're doing, we're moving forwards with looking at funds, we're associated with government officials, where we're looking at blockchains, I think. And I just want people to understand the emotional side of investing, because there have been investments where, you know, I've come in, I've made some good money, you know, as a seasoned investor, I've done that before on certain coins. And there have been a lot of opportunities where I've sold out earlier where I should have held. And again, that kind of comes down to you as an investor. It comes down to you, your psychology, your reasons for being part of the project. But I suppose I'm kind of speaking more towards the holders here, and me being, you know, a big investor in this project, just as many of you guys are, that you have to believe in that process. And, you know, when things don't go your way, you know, I confront challenges, because I think, you know, whenever we reach a challenge in life, whenever we reach a challenge on an investment, in my eyes, it's a test, because no one complains when things are going up. Where you're tested as an individual, where you're tested as an investor, is when things don't necessarily go your way. And that's where you need to kind of hold your nerve. And I'm just trying to, you know, ease people into understanding that investing, especially in crypto, can be very volatile. Let's just understand that we are now kind of going into a short-term crypto crash. Not necessarily a crash, but we're definitely pulling back. But we've seen this before. We saw this back in May. We saw this back with Bitcoin when it exploded. You know, I've got a friend who invested in Bitcoin about 3 or 4 years ago. He put 20K into it. He saw his money go up to about 200,000. He didn't sell, and it went back to pretty much zero. He's now, you know, sitting on well over £1 million. The guy who invested about 3 months before, he put 40K and is now worth 16 million. And there are certainly a lot of investments where I've been able to, you know, reach those sort of gains, but it's been by being patient. There's that old saying that hold is gold. And if you're a holder at this point in time, it's not going to feel comfortable. But I think sometimes you have to feel uncomfortable with where you're at in order to move forwards. So look, that's just my kind of little piece. I've had the opportunity to coach well over 1,000 people alongside Darren, with Tania, with Guy, and we see this emotional phase roll out over and over again. And I just think it's important for everybody to understand that, because I don't want you just to feel stressed about the situation. The situation is what it is. Yeah. The only thing that we can do as a community is to help to move things forward. So that's kind of my emotional rant. Now let's just talk topics. Let's talk about actually what we've got coming up, strategy. So we've got a lot of kind of different things happening. So, let's just be clear that the token itself was initially raised to, and still is, was raised to create awareness around the bigger picture, which is the ICO. It's the the copy trading app. They're the real reasons, because the problem is a lot of investors, a lot of investors, and a lot of brokers and things like that, and exchanges is the word I was looking for, won't look at a crypto unless it kind of passes certain thresholds. Now, I think we're very determined as a community to reach those sort of highs. We're very determined as a community to reach certain things, and sometimes things are out of your hands. The only thing that we have in control of us is the fact that this project has raised massive awareness. Whether people can see that over the short to medium term, it has. It's helped to fuel a marketing budget, which is now, creating blockchains, which is now putting together massive marketing strategies. And, we have to be patient, because there are certain elements of what we need to do next that just aren't going to work without that sort of support. So I've got some positive news for you. And I know that Guy's got a lot to share with you. But, the sort of level that we're at, just to be clear, and look, I don't like to necessarily compare certain things to others, but if you look at where crypto.com, which is a massive exchange, it didn't even reach the highs of what we did in our first week. Yeah. And you're probably thinking, we have a crypto.com. It is the way it is. Things take time. Things don't necessarily start out. It's quite easy to look back into the past and say, well, that's not worked out, etc. And then you start to see these massive gains. The important thing to understand is that there's a massive strategy going out in January. I understand that Darren is being very selective with his marketing, deliberately, so that it kind of coincides with when we're going to be launching the copy trading app. And that's always been the goal. That's always been phase 2. Phase 1 has always been about giving early investors the opportunity to hold a big proportion for when we move into the big phase. And those of you which are still holding, which have had that opportunity, you guys are going to be the ones that reap the benefits. And essentially, when we start to launch this app, once we start to deliver a different type of marketing, once we start to develop different areas of our team, which I know that Darren and Tania are working on, we're expecting a big movement in January. However, we have to be conscious of when we deliver marketing. We have to be conscious that we need different angles, and marketing and different strategies adapt with time. But we've got some really kind of good things to be looking at. And I think Guy wants to kind of look at that in a little bit more detail. I think ultimately, the copy trading app is going to be massive. We're looking at a massive exchange in Africa. We're looking at the ICO. These have always been the goals in terms of where we're going. And then for a lot of investors, then it's going to become a lot more of a serious kind of asset. Because at the moment, the people who have invested into this project, they're investing based on what we're going to be doing moving forwards. And they've been given an early opportunity to be able to get in at a really good price. Like we said, those investors are going to be the people who are going to get rewarded when we start to move forward. So a lot planned with marketing. I know that Guy has been on a meeting with Tania and has got a lot to share. So I'm going to add Guy into the session. I just thought it'd be very important to be clear with where we're at, which direction we're moving in. Obviously, we're moving into the Christmas period. That period tends to be a little bit slow. Markets are coming down a little bit, but it's fine. If you go and look at any chart, guys, you'll see, you know, the phases markets move in. You know, you have your ups, your downs, and especially as smaller kind of tokens, you get influenced not necessarily by what you're doing, but by what's happening within the market. But it's about riding that wave. It's about understanding that there are different phases to it, you know, and that's kind of where I wanted to go with it. So anyway, I just wanted you to know that we're here. We're still very much working on this project. I know that Darren is almost been very secretive with how positive he is about the things which are likely going to be coming out in January, and exchanges, conversations, new marketing campaigns. So there's a lot of good stuff to look forward to. But sometimes, you know, I think, you know, newer investors kind of need that cuddle emotionally in terms of where we're at. And it's fine to feel like that. You know, trading, if you've never traded before, if you're not used to investing, can be very emotional. You should always trade based around different things, guys. Yeah. Think about why you invested in the project. Look at the milestones that we've reached, you know, look at the team that's behind it. Things don't necessarily go your way at certain times. Yeah. It's important to understand that. However, you know, in terms of market and budget, in terms of awareness, in terms of the community, because we're having a slow period now, people will tend to panic, and that's just the way it is. But where we're at right now is exactly where we should be. Anyway, I'm going to pass over to Guy. I know that he's got a lot to share.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
yeah,
thanks, Ludo. I mean, it's really important that you guys understand, you know, that this isn't a month or 2 month investment. You know, this is the long-term project. You know, but what this long-term project has got is it's got legs. You know, it's not just, you know, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. No, we're actually achieving milestones. We're getting on with what we need to be getting on with. You know, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and I think anyone that's new to crypto, or even anyone that's in crypto, you must understand that to become to become a somebody in the crypto world, you have to start somewhere. And that is not a lot of the time, especially new coins, is on PancakeSwap and around the you know, the PooCoin areas and stuff like that, just as they're released as tokens. But we're already making good developments towards, you know, the coin. Okay, making very good developments towards the copy trading app, which I'll talk about more in a moment. But you know, it's really important that when a lot of you guys that are early investors, you know, you've got a good price, you've got a lot of tokens. You know, yes, the crypto market over the last few weeks has been going down. Yeah, it's just a recycling of wealth. That's all it is. You know, and you've got to remember, especially in the bigger picture when it comes to crypto. You know, end of year, around Christmas period. You know, lots of sort of institutionals, investors, funds, and things like that. You know, they're going to be want to hit in the Q4. Quotas and targets and stuff. So, you know, they're going to be cashing out their positions, especially on the major markets. And obviously it has a rippling effect down, especially onto a lot of the tokens. So, you know, we've always got to remember things like this. You know, there's always a reason to why things happen, and it's all psychological. You know, and being an investor for the last sort of 6-7 years, whatever, you know, it's very easy to see now that it just works in cycles. But what the token and what we've got, you know, AfroStar, is we've got a very, very, very detailed roadmap of where we want to go, okay, and we're hitting them targets, okay. You know, we are knocking them down, you know. But for me as an investor, you know, I rarely even look at the chart. Why? Because I don't need to, because this isn't where I invested in this project to take my money at this point, or whatever it is, how large or small it is. No, I want to see what this crypto is doing when we're releasing our copy trading app, you know, when we're up on major exchanges and we've got a huge market cap. That's where I want to see where we're at, because all of the things that we have in place are going to impact on where this cryptocurrency goes, you know. So on that note, I think let's just go for a couple of things that are happening, okay. So we've actually gone forward, and Darren and Tania have moved forward the most viewed rating on CMC. So any of you guys that are on CoinMarketCap, they've paid for a week of that, you know, just to keep momentum going. You know, want to keep the buyers coming in, you know, want to keep that volume going. So, you know, most viewed on CMC definitely impacts that. Obviously, as Ludo mentioned, you know, it is very strategic marketing, okay? You know, the whole market as a general is down, so we don't want to go hell for leather now, because it just doesn't make sense. You know, we'll just be maybe propping ourselves up and whatever. And more panicked people that have invested in the project might sell out their positions or something like that, you know. So we've just got to have a stomach for this and understand that where the view is and where we're going with this. And something like most viewed on CMC can pick up good awareness, and you know, especially the time of year as well, where probably a lot more people are going to be looking towards crypto and sort of what they're investing in next year. So they'll be doing their research around about now once they've got the time off. So, you know, it's good to sort of get a bit of a name out there, especially on the most viewed website in terms of cryptocurrency. It's good. Also, so I think one of the things that I'm most excited about this project, okay, is the copy trading app. Okay, the copy trading app. I think for a cryptocurrency to offer that feature, it's unknown really. You know, you don't see it. And with, you know, the background of Darren and Tania and the team and so on, you know, we know it's got good legs, and we know we've got good traders in place. We know the plans are moving, and it's actually going a lot quicker than we expected. You know, the copy trading app doesn't just happen overnight. You know, there's a lot of technical things that, you know, that have to be done over a period of time, and, you know, hurdles and hoops that we have to jump through and so on, you know, and this is just all part of building a cryptocurrency. You know, crypto.com in 2018, when it released, okay, you know, that was at 15 million market cap, stabilized, you know, 15 million market cap in the first on launch. You know, look at where it is now, you know, and that the reason why is because they had a solid roadmap, they had good people driving the project, and, you know, they started knocking a bottle down each milestone as it was coming, and eventually it took off, you know. But again, they had to go through the, you know, the hurdles and jump through the hoops that every cryptocurrency that's a somebody in this industry, okay, has gone through all of the same procedures. You know, they have to jump through that, to build a following, to build their profile, marketing strategies, okay, offering, you know, their key features of why they're here. You know, all of these things take time. The copy trading app is one of the biggest for this project, and it's one of the most exciting as well. You know, all being that we're a cryptocurrency, so, you know, we're massively waiting for that. And, you know, information is we're driving a huge press release around the copy trading app, which is going to attract some major investors, not only in the cryptocurrency, but also in the release of this copy trading app. You know, and driving that, which is naturally going to, you know, create massive awareness, which therefore will have people investing in the project. You know, look at what crypto.com done. One month, obviously, this is obviously major, and this is a few years down the line. But, you know, one of the major things that they've done recently was they took over the Staples Center. You know, and they were the main sponsors. Now the crypto.com arena or whatever it is. You know, look at what happened to the price. You know, I was in it. You know, I was trading it wonderfully. I got in this trade, you know, about 6 months ago, you know, so not 6 months, but probably about 4 months ago, 4, 5, 6 months ago, you know, and I've just seen this huge exponential move off of the back of one massive marketing campaign. Do you know that was paid for within 4 hours? The investment and the attraction that got, the awareness that got, paid for the whole sponsorship budget within 4 hours. How about that? You know, so, you know, you've got to have these things in place. You know, obviously crypto.com are a massive crypto, you know, huge exchanges which are ever growing. You know, they feature lots and lots of different cryptocurrencies. So, you know, we're excited for that. You know, for the copy trading app, and, you know, a massive feature in this, you know, going with the exchange, the whole ecosystem as well. You know, there's so many things that are going to build this project. But again, we can't be hasty, guys. We're a couple of months in. You know, I haven't even looked at my investment, not even really interested in it, because we haven't even toppled over the first few hurdles yet. You know, I haven't even jumped through the first. We've jumped through a lot of hoops, you know, to get to where we are. You know, but now we're starting to roll out the major features of this cryptocurrency, which, you know, 2022 is going to be an amazing year. You know, I can't wait. We're very excited, and seeing what strategic marketing can do, and the effect that it can have by, you know, using multiple different examples. You know, it's very exciting times. And when you've got something like the copy trading app, you know, which is again being press released in the next few weeks, to market and promote that, because that would just, you know, bring in so much investment. You know, these are the exciting you know, milestones that we want to be, you know, reaching, and that's when we, you know, we'll start seeing some really big investment. You know, because 10 million, 5 million, 50 million. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, it's not where we want to be. We want to be in the multiples of billions. And that's where we believe that we can take this. Darren and Tania, have made it their absolute world. I know how much effort they've been putting in, and the team as well. There's a whole individual team just focusing individually on the copy trading app. There's so many different arms to a cryptocurrency that a lot of people that are here probably don't understand. Probably just because they can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Don't focus on the price right now. It's not about the price. Yes, it's going to go down, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, it's going to go up. It's it can either go one of two ways. So it's going to do one of them two things, but it doesn't matter because this is like Ludo said. If we hit the nail on the head, this is like a startup. Do you think Apple was turning over billions in the first few months? No, absolutely not. It has to grow. But when you do grow, and when we do hit these milestones, then we're going to be, we're going to be very, very happy. Extremely happy, and that's what I'm waiting for. I'm looking at this 6, 12, 18 months down the line, and a lot of you guys that are here have that same vision and investing with that mentality, which is the right way to look at it. If you're looking at it on a 15-minute chart, whatever, you're going to be driving yourself insane. Just get on with your life. Do what you need to do. And like I said, 3, 6, 12 months, 18, 24 months down the line, that's when you're going to see a massive return on your investment. Because the driving force behind this project is huge. So, really, really important for you guys to understand that. And I hope it's been made clear. So yeah, so I've just seen, got a few more things that we're looking like as well. Looking at moving forward with. Oh, I can hear myself for some reason. I think, Tania, you there?
I'm here, yes, but you can keep talking.
Sorry,
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, it's because you've unmuted yourself. I think I can hear myself. That's all. Sorry. But yeah, we'll come over to that in a second. But yes, it's obviously the copy trading app is going to take a little while. These sorts of things aren't built up overnight. But the progress that we've made, we were looking to have the copy trading app developed, later at 22, 20, early 23. We're going to be hitting a milestone much earlier than that. The team are working very, very, very hard. We're making some awesome progress. So yeah, sorry, Tania. Oh, there we go. Cool. So yeah, we're really, really excited for that. But I don't know, Tania, I don't know if you have anything to add to that at all.
Yes, of course. There is few things that we listen to our investors, and people asked for more regular update rather than sporadic AMAs. So from now on, we're gonna have happy Wednesdays. 8 o'clock will make it a regular slot, obviously minus the holidays. If it's Christmas or New Year, we're not going to be doing on those days. We have Christmas pump coming up. One of our very active holders suggested that we do a pumping activity in the community where we maybe get the whole community, and we have almost close to 50,000 members across all of our Telegram channels. And if everyone just buys another, say, $10, $15 at the same time, and we make the chart green, everybody will straight away jump onto it. Especially now, it could be a really amazing time to do it. I just read in Telegram, why pump, guys? Well, because we are most viewed for the second day in CMC trending, and people are watching us. Millions of investors are watching us, and we are just starting to go up, and we are looking green. So people wonder, oh, what's going on here? Just since we started this AMA, we're already 500,000 up. So basically, when investors start seeing green light, it means for them it's time to invest. So if we as a community give our investors or potential investors a green light, we're already up 620,000 guys since we just started AMA. And usually people notice that when we do AMA, the price starts going up. So definitely we should do it more often. But unfortunately, we had so much stuff going on, and Guy and Ludo were teaching so many seminars and so many events like you won't imagine. Running an event almost every single day. Yes, Raymond Reddington, I love this chart picture. If we just give the green light to new investors, people saying, well, Tania, instead of investing this tens of thousands of dollars into the marketing, why don't you just buy more AfroStar? Well, of course I can just buy more AfroStar. Yes, James, you can speak after I finish this thought that I was trying to complete. If we just start giving other investors a go-ahead and create a welcoming, positive environment where nobody is swearing at each other and nobody is moaning about why price is going down. Because, guys, we had somebody freaking out on Monday. We did so well over weekend. We were kind of stable, at least we were not dropping with the market. When whole market was down a few percent, maybe 5%, we were just round about 1% green. And we did CoinGecko trending and we did Crypto.com trending. And then suddenly I went to bed about 5 a.m. Monday morning. And somebody started selling big, and generally the people that don't care about the project, or they're not crypto investors and they don't understand that such big random sales can hurt the project, instead of selling, small bit by bit, they just dumped a huge amount. That kind of hurt the price, and it started panic in the community. But guys, if we keep positive and let go of the people that don't care about the project, and if we welcome new members, instead of this is why I don't consider it's good just to for me to keep buying more of the project. I'd rather spend this money on marketing and create more visibility on CoinMarketCap, which is one of the biggest resources in the crypto community and crypto world. We attract more investors and more holders rather than me buying another $100,000 worth of AfroStar instead of investing it into marketing and attracting new investors. This is my thinking. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but certainly it helps to get new investors on board. And also, we are about to list on a new crypto resource, a similar size to CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. And it also is a really wonderful investment resource because it has heat maps, and our students know that Darren teaches people how to read markets at a glance by sector, by industry, where you can look up a heat map on specific investment sites and get the whole market overview. So there is a crypto resource like this, which I discovered recently. And the reason I discovered it is because the programmers that are coding our app have developed it. So the person, our project manager, who is now working on our copy trading app, she was listing hobby on that resource, on that website, when she was still with that project. Isn't that amazing? So I found a new cool resource, and we're going to be listing on it shortly, which will increase visibility in the crypto world for the Afrostar as well. As you can see, I'm not giving up, and even though I probably was more upset than you guys, because I'm one of the founders of the project, and when everything is good and rosy, funnily enough, the rosy doesn't work for the investment world, because rose, pink or red represents the negative rather than positive. Yeah, we are more for the green candles. So I was not particularly happy, and I was getting a lot of questions from investors sending me private messages and a lot of complaints, but also I had really, really positive people writing to me offering help. And Sama was really amazing in supporting the project and helping to create awareness in internet space. And she was doing a huge amount of shilling and was driving the positivity when other people were feeling like giving up. And then I had another person approaching me saying that he's been a marketing executive for some time and is happy to help us with PR. So yesterday we created a press release, and I will share it in the community when it comes out, and he will be getting us on Bloomberg and Yahoo Finance with the press release. And I am really, really grateful to people like that instead of complaining, they are helping the project and trying to create positive impact. So James, you wanted to say something? Go ahead. James? James? Are you there? James, you can talk.
James, are you there? I think it's important for everyone to know as well that, you know, we are a community, and, you know, we're here to kind of progress things. And I've personally spoken with James and Alex today, and I know that they're going to be, delivering a lot of good content, over the next few AMAs, and, you know, they're going to be part of Happy Wednesdays. So, you know, it's going to be good. I think it's important to understand, you know, different areas, not just me and Guy as investors or as here as communication in terms of what we're doing, but also, you know, people in different areas as well. I know that Alex is very kind of involved in terms of social media and has a great understanding what's going on, and James in a similar type of effect. So, you know, really looking forward to seeing, you know, their comments, what they're going to be bringing to the table moving forwards. And yeah, absolutely. And Guy, as always, you know, we want to make sure that you guys are clear on what we're doing, because that's important. But just understand that as well, not to get kind of caught up in the emotional side of things. Guy, I don't know if you've got anything else to add.
I'm just going to jump in there, Ludo. Sorry, Tania, I thought I'd unmuted myself. So look, moving forwards, it's good to know that you can clearly see that the team's not giving up. So that's always very confident to see. Bottom line is that we've gone through the pancake swap level. Okay, we've now took the step up where we're going on to the exchange level. Okay, where we're going to bring in a lot more new investors now moving forward. That's just generally anyone who kind of trades crypto for a living, or just generally trades crypto, will know there's kind of different cycles that you can be invested in. Okay, you can be invested in the pancake swap level, you can be invested in the exchange levels. Okay, and obviously, we've had the pancake swap level.
You're gone quiet again, James. I can't hear you. James, you're gone quiet.
Yeah, I think whilst he sorts out his audio, I'm not sure what's going on there, but you know, I think just touching base again on what Ludo said, I think it's really important that, you know, a lot of people are probably looking towards the emotional side of this trade as opposed to actually looking at the fundamentals. You know, it's important that you stay, you know, disciplined with your investment. You understand why you invested in the first place, and you know there are going to be ups and downs. You know, but the thing is, though, is you've got to understand the longevity of what this project has. You know, the features that are come alongside it, you come along with it. Like, you know, James was trying to sort of mention there. He was talking about, you know, we've sort of gone through that pancake swap phase. You know, we've definitely done that. You know, we're sort of coming out the other end, and we're really starting to hit home with sort of the higher features of this project. So it's just really important that, you know, you guys, especially that have been invested since day one, you know, why you invested in the first place. You know, I think sometimes people forget that, and like what Tania said, you know, people are really, you know, some people could be really, you know, on people's case when price is going down, but this is just crypto. You know, everyone should understand that you shouldn't invest what you know, you can't afford to lose. You know, it's just a rule 101 for crypto trading, in my opinion. You know, because it is volatile, but you know, you've got to ride the rough with the smooth. You know, you're not investing this as a swing trade or a short term to medium term trade. You know, this is a long term trade where, you know, we're going to be looking at the, you know, looking at the positives over the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. You know, this is you know, just a very, very, very scratching of the surface. And I think Ludo done a fantastic job in explaining that. And I don't know if James is back now. James, are you there? Did you sort your comms out?
He's muted from what I can see. I allowed Crypto Crow to speak. I have a few people raising hands. So Scott, you can speak because Crypto Crow is keeping quiet. Scott.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't know you allow me to speak. Yeah, I do have a question because I hear you talking, yeah, we're not giving up. So if the price keeps going down, are you giving up?
We never had in the plans such option as a failure. Whether price goes up or down, we have started the process of app development. And it costs a lot of money. We invested a lot of money, and we are talking about big money. It's equal to the amount of money we invested into the launch of this project and advertising. And we don't have an option to give up. It's just investors don't seem to understand. And this is coming back to what Guy and Ludo said. People in crypto world or beginner investors think that, you know, crypto always will go up 1,000% a week. And at launch, projects can do that. And we did do that.
Can I
days.
Sorry, Tania,
go for it.
Can I just interject there as well? I think what's really important to understand as a crypto investor, because there's probably, you know, there'll probably be a lot of novice investors in there, is how the liquidity pool works. You know, I think to say that, you know, if the price keeps going down, you're going to give up. Are you absolutely crazy? Because, you know, how can you give up when so much has already been invested in terms of time, money, effort, community building? We're only just scratching the surface. You know, you can go down to as little as what you like, but $1 million investment, you know, the price is back up to 30 million market cap. You know, if you understand how that works, guys. So I think, you know, what people are underplaying here is the power that we as a community, but also as well, you know, Darren and Tania, the founders of this project, and sort of what strengths that they have. But it's all about pulling strings at the right time. And anyone that's successful is, you know, you don't put all your eggs into one basket, and you don't attack at every angle at one time, because that's just foolish. And it's, you know, yeah, you might see a good price increase or whatever for the short term, but it's going to come straight back down again. You know, it's not about that. You know, it's about attracting the big investors that are actually going to promote this project and move this forward at the rate that we want. Because like I said, you know, all it takes is one person to, you know, invest in, you know, copy trading app, and they're making a load of money because we're smashing it with their trades. And do you know what? I've actually got 5 million sitting there. I'm going to put 1 million into the project. you know. And once you start getting the, you know, the effects of the, you know, the copy trading app, because of how many people that goes out to, bearing in mind we're successful traders, hence the reason we've gone down the route of a copy trading app. Now let's just think how psychology works, right? So if we're launching a copy trading app, and bearing in mind, you know, we're successful traders and we're gonna, you know, we aim to make people money, which I've got no doubt we will do, you know, with the amount of financial minds that we have and these investment minds that we have within our own infrastructure, you know, that it's going to be a success. Now, you get people that are investing, you know, at all different levels, whether it's $100, whether it's $1 million, it doesn't matter, okay? All of these people, it just comes down to the individual. You take one person or 10 people or whatever that have got quite a bit of money, and we're making them 20, 30%, you know, whatever on our trades, you know, month, week, whatever it is, they might think, oh, actually, where are these guys? You know, what are these guys? You know, and then when they look, oh, actually, they've got their own cryptocurrency, and okay, you know, I've seen what I've needed to see. I believe if they're doing this well for me, how well is this project going to do if this is where we're at now? You know, and that's what people seem to forget. You know, it doesn't matter what market cap it goes to at this stage, because we haven't exploited all avenues of what this project is to give. So I think people need to stop thinking too much about the short term and actually think of the reason why you invested in the project in the first place. Is because if you're a sound investor, you'll understand the reason why you invested in the first place is for the longevity of the project and the features that it has and the team that it has behind it. And like Tania said, absolutely no, we're not going to give up. You know, that's just a losing mentality. You know, we can't give up. Of course, we're not going to give up. So much time and energy and money has been invested into this project as it is. No, we're not going to give up. We're going to move forwards. No matter how long that takes, we're going to deliver, and the team is going to deliver, and Afrostar is going to deliver exactly what they said they would, no matter how long or how short it takes, you know. And that's because the people that are running the project actually do understand that, you know, hold is gold, and things aren't run and things aren't, you know, to the height of their successes within a week, within a month, within 2 months, a year sometimes. But when things do take off and that one marketing campaign does hit home after a string of multiple positives, then you'll start to say, do you know what, guys? Actually, you were right. I'm so glad I did hold, because not only have I held, you know, to the initial amount that I was happy with in the first place, but I've also gained a load more coins due to the redistribution of the tokens. So I think, you know, absolutely, you know, Tania, Darren, the team, you know, no one's giving up. That's just the wrong mentality. We're absolutely doing everything to drive the project forwards, and I know the team are working very hard, but things don't happen in the matter of hours or days or weeks or months. Sometimes things take a little bit longer. And I think the people that are invested in this from day one and that are holding, that are all sitting here on this AMA, understand that. And when it does come to fruition and everything has come to the string of success, then you're going to be in the group and you're going to be absolutely over the moon. And I think people just need to hear that, because that's what this project is all about. Okay? We're not a mean kind of thing. We have a huge meaning and a huge drive for this. So I don't know if any of the other guys there that want to add anything to that, but I think it's very important to understand that, guys.
Yeah, thank you for.
Yeah, I allowed few people to speak, Louise and somebody else. So basically, just fire away, guys.
Can I give a quick suggestion?
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I just asked because, you know, when we put those words in a conversation, it's like, you know, so my recommendation would be, don't say those words in any kind of conversation, because then we put that in people's mind. You know, like giving up, it shouldn't be meant in any conversation if the project is going to keep going forever. So that's my suggestion.
So sorry, I did not understand. Please repeat. What's the suggestion?
Yeah, not to put those words. So don't talk about giving up in any kind of conversation on the project, because then people would think, hey, that could be like an option. So yeah, that's my only suggestion for
we don't have such an option. There is Afrostar team and there are panic sellers. These are two different teams altogether, and we people need to understand that we are also humans and that we can get ill, we can have days when we're busy, we also have holidays, we also have things in our life and multiple projects and things that we are doing. But the founders of this project are investors. And we are, for those of you that are not our clients, because we have a few clients here that are a core of our team, like dedicated, committed people who trust us, who've been with us for years. We are a top UK training company in stock market. And now we are launching crypto courses soon. And we're going to be educating people about crypto. We were market makers in the UK since 1999. We educated 500,000 people about how to invest. Now that we moved into crypto, we are going to be doing the same. We are the ones that had innovative marketing. I am the one that was the first person to advertise crypto on London Underground. And then other projects started copying us. So we have a ton of ideas. We have a ton of innovations, lots of things that we are doing. But we went into crypto not to be a one-day wonder. We went into crypto with a strong team, with investors, and we are developing things. And quite soon, in January, I should say maybe week 2-3, we're gonna be starting to ask community to help with testing the app, to come up with ideas, to share what really annoys you when you use crypto exchanges, what you like when you use other crypto exchanges, what features you would like to have, and we will want some input. And that will be really, really important, guys. And it's really valuable that we have such a big community. With community of 50,000 people, we can do a lot. And comments like, what if price drops, are you gonna give up? Well, we don't have that option at all. Whatever happens with the chart short term is completely irrelevant. We know just on launch we beat monsters like crypto.com, and they started with a lot less or with a lot smaller than we did. And I am really hoping that our community is going to stick with us to the moment of our launch of the copy trading system. And with these numbers of communities, we can we have such a massive competitive advantage like you won't believe. Yes.
Hi, Tania. Scott here. You did tell me I could speak earlier.
Yeah.
I know we haven't heard from the ambassador in a while. That's fair enough. He's probably a very busy man. I know a lot of the community would like to hear from John and also Paul O'Mahony. I believe we haven't heard from him, and he's a big hitter. And I know the community would be really hyped up if we actually heard something from him. I know we can't do that right now, but you know, things like that might hype up the community a little bit.
We are not here to hype anything, and everyone is still on board, and everyone is doing things for the project. John was the one that integrated the listing on the first exchange. He is the one that will be organizing listing on the second exchange on IKEX, because he is the one that wrote the code. And I don't know how to do these things. It's not my job. I can ask, there was few issues that people were going through, like health scares in the family, operations, being sick themselves. I am almost recovered. And as Guy and Ludo was saying, we're coming into Christmas period when people are eating, drinking, celebrating. Community can't expect us to be working during that time, because we will be just working with ourselves. We cannot hope that marketing companies, for example, will be working over Christmas period. And this is common sense. But some new crypto investors are expecting things too fast. And it doesn't work like that. On launch, for a month, we worked no sleep, no food, just non-stop. And this is the reason that the whole team had a horrendous flu or had health problems, because we were overworked, and people need to pace themselves. And
I must say, I am part of your investment community, and I know a lot of investors here that are part of your investment community, and we're all 100% focused and committed to the group, and we all believe it will go well. You know, we all believe you're working well. You know, it just would be nice to hear things from like people like Paul and John and stuff. You know, going forward. You know, we understand you're working hard, and it is going well. We've still got a good market cap, you know. But it would be nice to get back up to all-time high, you know.
Well, I'm sure we will beat all-time high when the app comes out, because right now our only product was a chat, and since day 5 after the launch, the chat was not looking amazing. And when your only product is a chat, it's not very easy to market. And considering that I am an investor myself, I understand people who were selling. I perfectly understand them. If they only were looking at the technical analysis and nothing else, if they don't know the team, and you know how many scammers there are out there in the crypto world, there are rug pulls and all kinds of projects that were notorious. Also, all kinds of crazy things were happening in our community, and unfortunately, still people reporting to me all kinds of scams going around. I'm asking from our investors, please use common sense. If somebody is writing to you, give me your AfroStar tokens, I will give you 400% on your tokens. This is obviously a scam. This is obviously a nonsense. Please do not give anyone your tokens. So it's like, unfortunately, community itself contributed to the chat going down by falling a victim to scammers who took the tokens and dumped them, because they don't see the value in the project. They only want money right here, right now, and that's it.
I think it would be nice. You know, I think our community have actually, you know, pretty much got that under their belt at the moment with the scammers.
Well, unfortunately, somebody just today wrote that they gave tokens to somebody who promised 4 times return. So unfortunately, still some people believe this.
This will always happen. Is there any chance still of the AfroStar webinars happening every week, or was that just a one-off now? I mean, is the every week thing, is that being stopped? And also,
We
if
never
Paul
stopped any
O'Mahony,
webinars. They are happening all the time. And also, any of you, you can feel free to post links and spread this as education for those that want to learn about crypto. We can issue the links to everyone and have
that would be
after
great. That would be
rewards.
great. Because I know the community would love to get the links about the webinars. If they happen every week, then that'd be really great. And also, I know a lot of the community are really anxious to hear about whether Paul O'Mahony is actually promoting the group. I mean, we
He
don't
was
see a lot.
promoting Afrostar very heavily, and he was running Darren's webinars
It's really
lots
great
and
if
lots
we
of
could
times.
if we could see things about Paul O'Mahony promoting to all his members and that, like in the group as well.
Paul Mahoney is part of the team, so whatever we are promoting, he is promoting.
That's really great, but the people I've spoke to haven't actually seen any evidence of Paul O'Mahony actually promoting anything after a star, and it'd be really great if that could actually
Well,
be
I don't know
publicized.
who these people are because I can tell you for sure that he promoted very heavily
All I'm saying is it'd be
every
really great
single
if that
day.
can be all I'm saying is that could be really great if that's publicized in the group so people can see it, you know, from Paul and John and everyone else that's involved. You know, it'd be really
Well,
great to see.
it is your, we understand this is your wish, but unfortunately,
Hi,
people,
Tania. Just to quickly cut in there. Hi, Scott. Hope you're doing well.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cause hassle here.
No,
To
not at
make
all. Look, I just thought I'd address it because I'm sure it's probably a question or maybe a concern. Look, I think it's important to understand that there are different marketing streams, whether it's a tweet, whether it's an investment with another company, whether it's advertising that's going out. You know, what we kind of do in our approach is very kind of diversified. And look, you could probably look on Paul O'Mahony's page and look for his tweets and things like that. It's not about that. It's about a collective kind of input from us, from a marketing team. You know, Paul spends money in different areas. Just because he's not on the face of it doesn't mean that there's not marketing campaigns going out, because, you know, we look at different things. We look at Chubabs. We don't have, you know, pictures of Darren and Tania and us. It's all about the branding. And, you know, I think, like you said, and I want to kind of address that concern, Scott, is that sometimes, you know, because you don't see people at the coalface of things, you know, sharing every single tweet and every single kind of movement, doesn't mean that they're not present. And, you know, ultimately these sessions are important 100%, because it gives good investors like yourself and other people peace of mind in terms of what we're doing. However, you know, what's important to understand is that things come in stages, you know, and it's important to kind of understand that, you know, the kind of marketing streams, the actions which are happening. A lot of, you know, if you think about Apple and big companies like that, you know, they don't do an AMA every day. Yeah, they just don't do that. They have a, you know, an earnings quarterly meet every quarter to kind of keep investors, you know, aware of what's going on. Now, we try to be as proactive as we can. If there are different stages in terms of where we're at, we will, you know, inform at the relevant points in time. But it's about looking at what we're doing. And I think the best way to kind of keep your communication levels up are going to be by being on things like the Telegram group, because you're going to hear a little bit more. You're going to see the pinned messages, etc. Obviously, we're working in different capacities and working on, you know, the more larger projects, which are ultimately the whole reason that I'd like to think anyway, why a lot of these, you know, a lot of investors have kind of come into this. But yeah, I think communication is always important. But if you don't see every tweet, every single message, it's not necessarily coming from that exact stream. Everything that we kind of do as a community has to come from the brand. It has to be executed in a certain way. It's not about Darren advertising in terms of what he's doing. It's about Afrostar. So if you don't see us advertising directly, it doesn't mean that we're not there. It just means that we have to kind of build a brand in different ways. And that's what kind of, where we're positioning ourselves, if you like. And I just thought it'd be important to clarify that's how that angle has to be. It's not about Darren Winter's Afro Star. It's about Afro Star. Yeah. It's not about Tania or Guy or Ludo or Paul O'Mahony's Afro Star. The brand is Afro Star. And you can ultimately get pigeonholed as an individual when there's too much branding associated with it. So we have to be very careful with how we brand. We have to be very careful with what we do. You don't see, for example, crypto.com, you don't see the CEO on all the adverts. Yeah. Stuff happens behind the scenes. And if you want to grow as a brand, we're not trying to grow as individuals, we're trying to grow as a brand. So if you don't hear some of the noises coming out directly from the individuals, it's not because they're not there. It's because, when we have these discussions, we do things as a team. So I just thought I'd kind of clarify that and maybe explain it a little bit more detail for everybody else. But yeah, I'll hand back to you.
Thank you, Ludo. That was very helpful. Thanks a lot.
Right, Ludo, that is very great to hear from you. I know a lot of people that are well connected with you and that you're well respected. And it's really good to hear from you again in these AMAs that we're used to.
Awesome, Scott. That means a lot, and I appreciate it. Look, we're not going anywhere, so don't panic, guys. We're all here to kind of help get things going.
People just have a lot of commitments, and everyone has a lot of businesses and families and health issues and all kinds of things stacking up right now. So it's if there are any important developments in the team, we will make an announcement. We are not here to say something that's not there. We're not making things up. We have a reputation. We've been around in the investment field since 1999. We had all kinds of situations. We had the 2007 crisis when company was growing, then company was downsizing. We had the expansion, contraction, all kinds of situations. So people demanding, oh, please bring John on AMA. Well, it might be not possible at a particular moment in time, but I will ask him personally, I will make that request that he will give us a date when he can have an AMA and talk to investors. But right now, in this moment in time, his job is done. He is a technical director who designed the token, who coded it. When his help is required to do integration with an exchange, he does his job. He is not participating in specific things, for example, in marketing, because his specialty is something else. And he coded the token, but he is not a blockchain developer, and he's not an app developer, so he will not be developing the copy trading app. We have a completely different team of people working on that, and the team is huge. We have team of over 100 people working on it. And you don't know them and you don't see their faces on the website as the founders, but they are still there. And it's not always necessary to introduce every single person, because then people will be clinging onto them and saying, oh, where is David, or where is Joanna, or where is somebody else? What happened? If one of the team member even decides to leave, it's not a disaster. It's not end of the world, because as Ludo said, it's a brand, and it is something that the team decided to do, and we are doing it very
I'm
consistently.
pretty sure a lot of the team have
Tania.
questions. Can we go to the questions?
Well, I allowed to speak lots of people. Hiren, for example, Louise, and we've been...
Hi, Ludo. Hi, Guy. Thanks for this AMA. Hello, Afro Stars. My question is literally about what are your plans in store with regards to the startup and the charities? What are the specific areas that AfroStar will target? What are the timelines? And if you can, let us know the amounts that will be decided for each of these charities.
Thank you for your question. Anyone specifically wants to answer, so it's not just me all the time? If nobody specifically wants to answer, then I will continue. It has not been our focus right now because talking to investors about giving away money at the moment when the chart is plummeting and selling off, say, 2% of supply to cash in our business angels wallet would be more of a negative effect rather than a positive. I might be wrong, but you can tell me, would you prefer the dev team now to sell off the 2% supply in the wallet, which is allocated for business angels, and focus on developing and sponsoring startups rather than working on copy trading up and on recovering the price for the investors? What's your opinion on this?
Definitely say, obviously, it doesn't make sense now because the market is not at a good stage. My question is, what are the plans in future, i.e., you know, when will it start? When will we have this discussion? Because that is, you know, according
Would
to
you
your...
like a specific date?
So it's like, what are the plans? And
the plan
okay,
is
so
there,
for instance,
and if we have
according to the tokenmatics.
Sorry, go for it.
Go on.
Go on.
Like you're saying, it's right. So your 2% is allocated to the angels, and I'm just asking, because you know your tokenmatics is actually divided into so many different sections. So at the moment, yes, the market is not at a good stage. Everybody's focusing on why is there a low? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? So for me, you know, one of the main things that really drew me to this project was about the startups and the charities. So, okay, no, I don't need an extensive talk as to why we should be talking about the charities and the startups, but it would be nice to hear something. What are the plans for this?
Right now, I can tell you that we have it in plans, and when we have worthy project or startup approaching us and saying, look, we have this kind of thing in mind, we want to build a school in Ghana or in Nigeria or somewhere else and teach kids, say, crypto investing. One of our big publicity PR campaigns in Russia was about AfroStar doing a summer camp for kids. And it was, because it was Russian PR company that did it, they had to say it was for kids in Russia, but really it's for kids everywhere around the world. So one of our points was organizing a summer camp for kids learning about investing. And Darren organized charity events before like that. And you can check it out on his website of darrenwinters.com. And there are pictures and stuff over there. Alex, if you're listening, can you please do the next social media campaign and post pictures from previous charity event of kids learning trading and investing. So this has been
that would be really good. I mean, that the fact that you just mentioned that and about the camps, I mean, that will, I feel, will bring more investors or more people into your company if you have this in the gallery on the website.
The thing is, because this happened 2 weeks ago, for me, I already forgot about this, because for me, 2 weeks ago was such a long time ago. It feels like ages since then. And I already forgot that I discussed it with people. So sometimes we have so much on the go that sometimes I even forget what the plans were, because when you asked the question, because I was focusing on what's happening right now, I went completely blank. And this is, again, due to being overworked and having so many projects on the go. And like this Friday, we are having our company Christmas party, for example. So we are all meeting up and we are discussing no business, just the happy future and growth of the company and Christmas holidays, because we, as I pointed out, we are all people. But if we have like really worthy project coming to us and saying, look, it's not going to be costing you much, but we genuinely believe this will make a huge difference, we will be happy to invest. And the charity of our choice was Children's Villages. And before we even started AfroStar project, it was Darren's choice of a charity, and it is an African charity, which is kind of a bit coincidental, but that was the case. There are no coincidences in the universe. It's just, all pieces of the puzzle come together. And we planned an AfroStar event in December, but we could not manage that because there was too much work going on. So we have had to postpone it, and we're gonna do it now in perhaps end of January or beginning of February. And when we do a specialized event, then we will always invite a charity, and all the tickets that we sell normally go as donations to the charity. And we did that before the coronavirus. We did almost monthly events, and all the money collected from ticket sales went to charities. So things like this are still on agenda, but I cannot give exact time at the moment because I do not have an exact time, and it needs to be planned with the whole team when everyone gets together, when everyone is well, and we'll keep community posted, but it's still happening. And I personally, I was even happy to do it in December because I was so much fired up and on adrenaline. I didn't even realize, what time of day it is. I was just working, and I was happy to do that event too. So I am confident I'm gonna make it happen, and I will get everyone together, and then you will be able to see the whole team and ask questions personally. And we'll have a selected charity there also. I prefer always sponsoring children's charities because children are our future. And also children are now a driving force in the economy because they make a lot of decisions without their parents' approval. And in fact, they can convince parents about certain important decisions. So I'm for children's charities. I don't know about you guys, but
Can
There
I
are
just make a suggestion? When you are ready to start your charity section, is it possible for you to have it on the website, i.e. a tab under charities? Because you just mentioned if charities approached you, I actually thought you was going to seek out charities and offer your support, but it seems like
we
what I'm hearing
already
from you.
we have them historically pre-selected, and we have some kind of personal preferences because humans are humans and we all have preferences. And
Okay, so on your website, when you do decide to really go heavy on the charity and startups, maybe you have a section in the charities that will say, would you like us to, sponsor you? Would you like us to, donate to your blah, blah, blah? And then at least there'll be a section where they can, come to you, if you get my meaning.
yes, and we have the section on the website now, just not on the AfroStar website, because we have so many websites. We have wininvesting.com, we have darrenwinters.com, I have my own prosperity code, I have a book, I have we also have wealth training company website. We have like 100 domains which were dedicated to certain projects, certain events, certain charities. And when you have 30 years worth of business experience, it doesn't necessarily, you can't recall everything you've done on the spot. But now that we keep talking about it, I actually start remembering things which happened like eternity back, 2 weeks ago even. For me, 2 weeks ago was an eternity back. Yeah. And guys, can you see what is happening? I'm looking at the chat and it's a really nice picture. Because we were for 2 days now most viewed on CMC, and we are gonna be doing that for a whole week. I see 5,000, so 10 BNBs, 10 BBs purchase, 1 BNB. And when we have a pump like this, it's so much easier for people to join, and it gives new investors more confidence. It's really beautiful. It's wonderful to see a bit of green for a change after such a long red line. So I'm hoping that it's gonna be just continuing to be green.
We have a lot more questions. Can we please go to those?
We are here answering questions, so go for it.
Sorry, I'm just going to finish off finally. Thank you so much for the answers. I do appreciate. But if please, on the website, because that is the window to the whole building of AfroStar. When we see what you guys are doing behind, and also picking up from what Scott was saying about the other devs within the team. We understand that you guys are really busy, and I do appreciate. Would it be possible, as a thought, to have a little mini, like a 10-second clip of each of the, the ones that we've seen actually on the AfroStar website, not the whole team, but the heads, just explaining like for you, hi, I'm Tanya, blah blah blah, I am head of this, and this is what I do for AfroStar. Something like this to add towards the website. I think it will just give so much more genuine,
I think everyone got fed
approach.
up with me. Everyone was saying, "Oh, we're only seeing Tanya and Darren all the time."
No, not just you, Tanya. Not just you. Not just you. Seriously, not just you. I mean, I must admit, over the last few weeks, the AMAs have been predominantly Darren and Tanya. And even I'm thinking, okay, where is everybody else? I thought this was a massive team of, like, where was Guy? Where was Ludo?
If you don't see somebody, it means they're busy. It's a very simple
We understand that. And I'm just asking, on your website, if there was a little 5-second clip saying, hi, my name is, it might sound cheesy, but something like, oh, hi, my name is Darren. I'm the CE blah, blah, blah of AfroStar. This is the reason why I started. Ambassador Wallace. My name is Ambassador Wallace. I'm blah, blah, blah. This is the reason why I'm here for AfroStar. I just think it will just add a little bit more genuinity towards the whole project. People can see you. I mean, I've listened to what you said. I've listened to what Ludo said. I've read so much what the community is saying. Where is everybody else? Are they robots? Are they humans? Are they aliens? None of us know. I mean, there are some who's
we are
part
all
of your...
aliens. I'll tell you a secret. We are all aliens. And as Ludo said, we are AfroStar. We are not Ludo and Tania and Darren. And I think to avoid confusion like this in the future, instead of constantly saying, oh, I'm still here, guys, I'm still alive, I think it's the opposite. I think it will be actually better if we remove the whole team from the website, so people don't keep asking or writing private messages to people and harassing them saying, why haven't you been on AMA for a week or two? I understand your suggestions and your worries, but for the brand, the opposite is important. People need to understand that there is a brand and it's not about any single particular person. And also, as the project progresses, new people will be joining and some people might be leaving, and it's natural and it's a normal process. It's life. And
True, that is true.
You should not be just clinging to any particular team member. It's not about just one person. It's specifically about the brand. And
Tanya, your answer is no. I mean, I don't know, is there a better answer? I mean, that's not helpful.
Tanya, Louise, can I say something, please?
There will be hundreds of opinions on this, and if we took a vote, some people will say yes, we are for the brand, and or yes, we are specifically, we are only in this project because of John or because of Ludo or because of Guy, and that might be the case, but as Ludo said, it's about the brand. It's not about individual person, and people need to understand that. Whether somebody likes it or dislikes it, the team will be changing. And you need to understand that if a particular team member leaves, it doesn't mean that the project stops.
Understand that's how you drew us in, especially on the website. You mentioned that Darren has come with 20 years of experience and all these clientels under his wing, and it's kind of, I don't want to say hypocritical. It's like 1 minute you're saying you introduce yourself as all this, but then you're saying we're going to remove it. I'm thinking, no, promote yourselves, because you guys are the faces of AfroStar. I mean,
but we are all public figures, and why we were different, because our team was fully dexed, and a lot of crypto teams hide behind anonymity, and they're worried that if their project is not successful, that people gonna blame them. And some people cannot take the pressure of a failure. And the point is, we do not consider a failure as an option. And I already said that. And whether, a particular team member stays with the team or not, again, I have to keep saying this. That's not the point. The project is going ahead because we are all successful business people in our own right, and we can work as a team, and we can also work individually. Every single person in the team has a business. Each person, every single one, we all have our own businesses. We are all successful.
You've just answered that question, right? So everyone's got their own business. So where is that comfort for all the people that are hanging around and holding on with their
Investing is not
investment?
about comfort.
Sorry, can I just jump in here as well? Sorry, it's Guy.
Yeah.
I sort of jumped off for a moment,
Yeah.
just have something to eat, but just come back on. I've sort of, I feel like I've lost the vibe here. I mean, I'm quite trying to work out what's going on, but I think basically, this AMA today, it's meant to be positive. We all want to keep positive, and I think with what Tania's trying to get across is that with the whole team, obviously, people are pulled in at certain times, and they're utilised in their own rights in certain areas at certain times. And I know that people don't see everyone all of the time, but like Tania said, we run our own businesses, we trade and things like that, and we all have, like everyone else in the community, everyone else has their own things going on. But the whole point of this AMA is that we're moving forward with at a great rate. Just look at the last couple of hours, at the price of the chart. We're doing a good thing here, and I think it's important that people do things in certain ways. Other people might not agree with that. And I completely get that.
So that's fine, but it's not transparent. It's not transparent to everyone that's backing it. And for me, this is a massive worry, because when I put in my money, I'm not pulled out because I believe in it.
No, neither have I, and neither of the team.
At the same time, there has to be transparency. So one of my main questions was from the development perspective of the app for the trading, the swap trading app.
Yeah.
How far has that gone? How far has that gone? And what is the roadmap? And how much of that has been completed?
Yeah, of course. So obviously, I mean that's
well, we successfully completed the launch of the token, and you can see it.
Tanya, it's okay. I mean, I can answer this question.
The app is still being developed, right? And it's kind of unclear to everyone else. I'm in software development. I'm an engineer.
2023. If you see on the roadmap, we're actually ahead of it, and we decided to develop it sooner rather than later.
And where is this roadmap?
On the website.
It's on the website.
How did you invest and you don't look at the roadmap?
We did discuss this earlier as well. You might not have been here, you might have misheard it or something like that. But basically, I mentioned this earlier as well. Obviously, with the community, that with the copy trading app, we're actually much further ahead in developments. Obviously, we can't say, we're at this line of code, etc. But one of the things that it states on the website is that first quarter of 2023, that sort of target. That's when we're looking to have that completed up and running. But what we've decided to do as a team, which we think is a really good idea, and lots of people agree as well, I've had some huge positivities, that get this going started so that we can sort of flex our muscles a little bit and show you what we can do in our trading ability. We're all senior investors, we've been trading a long time, and what that will do is, if we have the copy trading up and we can make people money, through other resources, obviously our copy trading up, other investments and so on, even Afrostar, so be it, they're going to be more attracted to think, actually, where's the roots of this, this copy trading up? What's that? And when they come down and look down the roots and they see it's through Afrostar, they're more likely to invest a higher amount. And obviously, this could attract big time investors. Obviously, I work within this industry day in, day out, and I know the volume. And with where we're at now, a meager $1-2 million investment, we're back up near the all-time highs, guys. Just because the way that the token, the liquidity pool works, so it's no worry here. But what we're trying to do is we're just expressing to you tonight, things are moving forward very well. The copy trading app is way ahead of schedule because Darren and Tanya have employed, multiple, technicians or tech guys, the IT guys, to actually build and develop this code so that we can move this forward and launch this sooner. So this is a huge positive, and maybe you missed something early, but we are way ahead of schedule in terms of the copy trade now, which is, we feel, is a key feature of this, of the whole cryptocurrency itself, and sort of the moving forward into the bigger leagues. Because it's a very unique feature, and we're going to be very successful at it. But right now it's key for the development and making sure that's done properly. And these things don't happen overnight. Hence the reason, it's
Yeah, I
stated on
understand
the
that.
website. Yeah, and obviously, look, we don't want to have no negativity. We are completely transparent. Obviously, don't forget there's always methods to madnesses, and some people might not agree in this, that, and the other. But we're moving forward, guys, really, really well. We're making key developments, and like I said, $1, $2 million, $3, $5 million investment, we're back over the all-time highs. Because of the liquidity pool and how that works. So it's really important that we, tonight, I think, we've been on an hour and a half. I think, we've had some good questions, we had some good information, and it's lovely to engage with you guys again. And, the price is going up, guys. So just take a look at that. Your investments are getting better. So, but
the reason why I butted in is I work in the remittance market.
Right.
So the company that I work for, primarily, the CEO was from Africa, and the stance he took and the process he took to get the company where it is at the moment, and now it's global.
Well,
and he
awesome.
heavily built into Africa here, and that's the reason why he is where he is at the moment.
Great.
So
that's great news. Yeah,
that's great
amazing
news. But this again goes back to Louise's questions earlier, right? In terms of what's being done for the charity, right?
With the charity, and I think Tanya answered that very well.
And
anyone knows.
And I personally think it's, as much as it may sound like a big investment, it actually is not, because the rewards on the back of that are massive.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the charity element of it. Obviously, it is a key part of the, of the process in which we're taking here. But we can't do all things at one time, because it's just madness. And the route that we've decided to take as a team, and this is AfroStar as a brand, is to focus primarily on the copy trading up, because we feel that can gauge a lot more investment. But then with larger investments, we can donate to larger charities. And I completely agree with you, the charity element is very important. It does work elsewhere, and with the development of cryptocurrencies, but we've got to make sure we're sticking things in the right order, just to make sure that we're getting to where we want to be sufficiently. And I think with the copy trading app, and Darren, Tania, the team, everyone agrees that that's where we can attract massive investment. Then we can start exploiting routes down to the charity side, in the next sort of 6, 12, 18 months, and sort of attack it from that angle. So I think I'm sure the team.
One of our moderators just announced a competition for the best picture for the Christmas pump. So if the whole community participates in that and makes really cool suggestions of when we can organize, we can actually, thinking about it, if we organize a really cool pump, we can agree that all the money raised from that Christmas pump, a percentage of it will go to a charity. So the great ideas are coming in whilst we are talking, and this is the positive outcome of brainstorming as a group, because this is absolutely important and wonderful. And their community was very supportive lately and was coming up with so many suggestions. So if you have a specific question about a certain team member or a certain particular event, please send a private message to me or to any other team member or moderator in the group, because we have a moderators chat with 52 people there. So we have 52 team members that are dedicated to the project, that are always looking after the chat, and they're passing me all the messages. For example, certain things I said that, okay, don't pass me any more listing offers, because we are not planning to list on more than 2 exchanges this year. We do not have time or resources for it, and it's not necessary. As we saw, listing on P2P exchange did not create the impact that we expected. So I do not see the need to create to list on all the exchanges out there, because we have to work on something else, and that is creating a product. So chat is not our only product. And as you see, when things start facing south, in spite of us having thousands of clients on the database, some people just lose faith, and not because they don't believe into the company or into the project or Afrostar specifically, just because some are not experienced investors, and they had false hopes that they're going to make maybe 1,000,000% overnight. And it doesn't happen. It's real work. Somebody in the Russian chat today was comparing us with Microsoft, like somebody said, well, we are in this project for the long term. And somebody said, well, you did not invest into Microsoft. And I said, well, why not? Who knows where we're going to be in 20, 30 years? As Guy and Ludo said, Crypto.com launched in December 18, 2 years ago. And look where they are now. They're buying stadiums and sponsoring all top sporting events. And it's everywhere in UK, at least. I don't know if they're popular in other countries. But this is something to look forward to. And it takes a lot of work, and it did not happen overnight. But we already did better than them on launch. So, guys, please have realistic expectations.
Can we please answer more questions? I know the community have got a lot of questions. Can we have a quick fire question and answer round, please?
Well, it doesn't seem to be very quick. Harold, haven't heard from you in a while, so let's allow you to speak.
Thank you, Tania. Yes, so what a great team you've got. And what I wanted to comment on, because I've heard all of the discussion, Afrostar has got a long way to go before you could even consider a sustainable charitable investment program. I've worked with companies like Aston Martin, Toyota. Who on here has actually had lunch with the CEO of Aston Martin? Well, I have. Who has been privileged to meet the CEO of Toyota in Japan? I have. None of these guys put out videos about what their life is and who they are and where they are. You don't see them, yet they are in the background, and they are quietly developing the program for those companies. Now, if anything, Afrostar has been more transparent than I've ever seen any business set up. And I think somehow we've got into this bit of a loop where everybody's expecting to have, constant connection with the founders and everything else. And I agree, you guys haven't got time. I'd much rather you spend your valuable time developing the project, make it work faster. By the way, big high five for getting the copy trading app moved in from 2023 to 2022. I mean, come on, guys, what amazing effort that is. So please just keep on the great work. I was privileged to be a guest at one of Darren's recent training courses. Was able to interact with Ludo and Guy. It was a nice, kind invitation from Gary, so thank you for that. And I've learned a lot about where we are with investing. But the point is, no one gets to go and talk to the owner CEOs of Microsoft or anybody else, but we are getting the chance to talk to you guys. So that's a real privilege. So thank you for that. I think the idea of having the regular Happy Wednesday AMA, what a great idea. That should be enough to just keep everyone interacted and kept into the loop. And on a final note, thank you for
I'm so grateful to what you just said. Unfortunately, not everyone understands. People think that we should be on AMA 24/7 because it keeps the price up, but people don't realize that price will not keep up just from us talking, but from actually seeing the project product as such being released in reality.
Absolutely, and that's really what, you know, my wife and I, we both have our own wallets. We both invested in AfroStar literally within the first 20 minutes of launch. We've continued to add to it. We're in it for the long term. Yes, it's been an interesting ride watching the price, but then the whole market has gone through that phase. So, you know, I think, as you say, we need to manage our expectations and realize this is a massive opportunity. I'm really looking forward to when the coin is released and the African element of this is developed, because I was born in Africa. Africa needs this, and if you guys can make this a success for the African continent, my word, there's going to be a lot of people that will be grateful to you guys forever. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I think we should just all be say realistic, keep the positive, and keep the ideas coming in to Tania, because I know you look at them, and let's see how we can all work to make this project really work well. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. It was like a breath of fresh air. Thank you so much. Okay, Ashwin. That's here, Ashwin. Ashwin, you can talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Thanks for allowing me to talk. I just wanted to know. I know we are still in the infancy period of this AfroStar, and we will definitely have these ups and downs. People expect this to skyrocket based on other cryptocurrencies going up. But what I feel is that I just wanted to ask a couple of questions. What are you guys doing to promote this within the African countries to the respective governments about the advantage of, if they embraced AfroStar in their countries, or the central banks, for example, buying certain tokens for their advantage to get their own foreign exchange reserves up, it would definitely help them in sustaining their local currencies to a certain level. Have you spoken to the respective finance ministers or influences within these countries? I can give you. I used to work and live in Kenya before I moved to the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So I know a lot of influences in that part of the world where they can really come in and help our cryptocurrencies.
Wonderful. Send them our way, or even forward their proposal and with their price list for promotion. That's basically something that we are looking for. Any good influences and trusted influences, most importantly, because crypto world, as I said, is interesting, so to speak. I, for example, paid $5,000 in tokens to an influencer just literally 3 days ago, and we got scammed. They dumped the tokens, and that was Monday morning when it contributed to the price crash. And they had visibility was 2.5 million followers. By the way, people, they're called Marketing Idol, and please spread the word that they are scammers, and all their likes and all their non-existent followers are bots. And I know of another project that lost $20,000 with them. And things like this happen. But if we all mass report, then crypto market will be transformed, and we cannot just report alone and so that Telegram
I appreciate,
will block
Tanya, I appreciate
them.
what you're saying. What I'm saying is you need local influencers. Like, for example, I know you are in Ghana,
And
for
I'm
example.
happy to get some. If you want to suggest local influencers, we'll advertise with them. We have the marketing budget.
Where would I put this information? Do I tag
Send
you
it
directly?
to me privately, of course.
Okay, I'll do it privately, directly to you. Because I know, for example, if in Ghana, I know a lady who is a lady. Her name is Fatima Wali Muhammad, and she's now declared the warrior in that part. She's been Queen Warrior, given that local name, because of her driving women entrepreneurs to push their businesses. You know, these are the influencers. She's from Kenya, and they know a lot of people who we can connect with business people. They talk to the ministers. They're involved with governments. They're promoting projects.
Okay.
And this Fatima is very, very well known personality in West Africa and in East Africa. And you know, she's a marketeer.
And
as well.
this will be amazing if you send my way these influencers with their proposals, because quite often I write to them and I get no reply.
Okay,
so,
I got your point, Tanya. I will direct you to them, and whoever I can. And then also the other thing is, you should try and target central banks, for example, because they are the custodians of foreign exchange in all these African countries. And if you talk to the central bank governors, and these are business people, end of the day, they want to see how they can increase their own foreign exchange reserves for future businesses and to sustain the current to safeguard the depreciation of the currencies. So if Afrostar, for example, I mean, I'm quite confident. From day one I bought, and I'm just holding on, and I know it's going to go off. I'm very confident with this. The project is amazing, but we need definitely to get people in these countries individually and get the people. So we'll try and get you as many as people. And I've got somebody here in the UK who does a lot of promotions through the applications of multimedia promotions in Africa, but everything is controlled from the UK in the African countries. That's where they work, but control everything from the UK. So I will also put you in touch with these people. This guy is a Tanzanian and he's based here, and they do a lot of work in that part of the world. So I will definitely put you in touch with this. Okay, thanks, Al. Thanks.
Excellent. Well, I have to tell you, if you ask the question about the governors, when Minister of Finance was visiting London, that was around our launch time. He has souvenir of Afrostar, $100 or worth or something, which we gave with wallets to him. And I did not hear back from them. I don't know if they were interested or they were not interested in the project. And a few ministers already have Afrostar in their wallets. But I have not.
I can understand that, Tanya.
I have not seen much help from their side yet. And they are, because as government officials or business people, they are all busy people, and they have a lot of things on the go, and they have a lot of things to think about, and deals like that don't come up easily or straight away.
I do understand. I do understand, but I think there's an approach that we need to take them. As I said, for example, if we have to give them a business scenario of tell the government that, listen, invest $100,000 worth for, I'm giving an example, $100,000 worth of AfroStar, buy it, leave it, okay? And see that grow.
If you know somebody, government official that wants to buy $100,000 worth of AfroStar, and you can convince them to do that, the whole community will congratulate you. I can assure.
Okay.
By the way, I just sent a private message on Telegram.
Okay, I will talk. I will try and get to those influences, and I'll definitely pass this on because I know I'm on Darren's wealth training thing, and I have full trust on the whole team.
Okay,
I'm really trust this team, and I've been there for some time. And,
thank you.
We'll definitely do great with it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Tania, why do you pay people on an anonymous network you don't know before they've delivered the services?
Sorry?
You said you've paid people you don't know on an anonymous network before they've delivered the services. Why would you do that?
Because everything in crypto is like that. And starting in this environment is not easy, and we are new kids on the block. Nobody in crypto takes money afterwards. It's very rare occurrence. All marketing agencies work on money up front because obviously they have to spend money on whatever advertising. There is nowhere that you will find deals that this is the service and you pay us later. If you know anyone that is happy to work like that, I am happy to hear. Please send these contacts my way.
You must only deal with people that are respected and regulated in the community. You wouldn't give money to people that aren't, would you?
Well, unfortunately, nobody is regulated in the community because it's unregulated environment.
And used and well known, at least.
Well, anyone that's well known, for example, our team, some scammers pretend to be us, and using our names, they collect money from people. So it's a very specific environment, and it's not easy to verify. And we even verified this company, like the messages were sent directly from their profile, and they still turned out to be scammers. Why would people give wallet passwords to scammers? Also beyond my understanding. But that unfortunately happens, and it's not always easy in crypto world to identify who is good and who is not. So
it really doesn't sound good. I mean, you should have some contacts or something to you shouldn't be giving money to every person that contacts you. I mean, you shouldn't be getting scammed out of your own marketing money for a wallet.
Sorry, I did not understand. Do we have any more questions from the community? Because the AMA was going on for a long time now, and
Tania,
time to wrap up. Yes.
Tania, do you hear me, Tania?
Yes, we can hear you, Sama.
Okay, sorry, I cannot put my hands up because my audio was already on. So I will keep it very short this time.
Yeah.
I would like to ask the community to please be careful what you say in the community group. Because today, I try to contact highly profiled people in Africa with serious message, no spam bombing, but just serious explaining things. And then when I come back into the group, I see doubts, I see suggestions, I see fear. And I would like to ask everyone in the community to please, and also that also counts for me, because, everyone can make that mistake in an emotional trip. when there's such a thing in the group going on, please just kindly ask someone, can you please take it to the DM? Or you know, when you're talking to someone, think, okay, let's do a DM, you know, and a private message. If you have a suggestion, send it directly in DM to the admin, but don't spread doubts in the group, because all the newcomers that come in and they see that our investors, that we ourselves are in doubt, they are gonna run like hell. So that's the only thing I would like to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Summer. That's a very good suggestion. And certainly we need to keep things positive, because as we are now trending on CMC for the whole week, a lot of new people will be joining the chat and they will be reading your messages. So if you're an investor and if you're a holder, it is in your interest to welcome new investors and to welcome new members in the community, because not all people will invest straight away. Sometimes people will stay in the community and see how's the atmosphere, what's the vibe, what people are saying, is it worth investing for the long term? And if we keep things positive and if we have respectful conversations, and if we express positive attitude, then everybody will feel it, and then you will see a lot more green on the chat, the same like we are experiencing today for the last couple of hours. So it's really important, guys, and this is a humble request from the whole Afrostar community and all the team that been working so hard on this. And believe me, we are, as founders or our most dedicated community members, 100 times more upset when the chat is read than you, because we are living and breathing Afrostar. And if you log in once a week and you don't see the desired outcome, please remember this is not a 1 week project and we are not here for a week. We are here for the long term, and it's going to be a lot of serious work. Obviously, some people expect, quick results, but we are already working wonders and we are already making it super quick. So please just have a bit of patience, and it's all going to work out, because we do everything that is in our power to make sure that things go according to plan or better. And currently things are going quicker than we anticipated, just because we meet the right contacts and we meet the right people. But if price wasn't exactly where we wanted it, any kind of negative comments contributed to this. So please think twice before you make any negative comment or some kind of a negative picture that you put in the chat. We will make sure that we maintain it and we keep it positive. Okay. So I think it's been going a long time. So we're gonna wish everyone good night, and we're gonna keep Happy Wednesdays happening on regular basis. And also I will request certain team members to make individual appearances at everyone's request, and we will put AMA on so that you know when it's happening. We're gonna have extra sessions when somebody has something important to share, when we have a specific campaign, and we're gonna keep it going. And I hope that we will have support of our community, and I hope that we will welcome new members with open arms. And thank you everyone for your attention, and I wish everyone good night. Bye bye.